All right, everybody, we are back to talk about the golf swing. This week, we are going to be focusing on low point control. What is it? How does it work? And why is it important to me as a coach, or why is it important to our players? So what low point is, it is the moment at which that club reaches the bottom of the swing arc. That club head's not going downward, but is yet to begin traveling upward along this swing arc. So we're going to look at it from a three-dimensional aspect, and we're going to focus today specifically on mid-irons, just so that way we can get the general concept of why this is important for my players, or if I'm the golfer, why I should be working and paying attention to this aspect of the golf game. So with our mid-irons, we're looking to have that low point out and in front of the golf ball. That will ensure ball first contact almost all the time, and that's why we're going to talk about this three-dimensionally. So if I put a bend in my rod, I now have my swing arc. And if I've placed that golf ball in the center of it, I now want to move towards my target. It's now out in front. I'd strike that ball first unless I change the height, right? So it's three-dimensionally important. We don't need to just push this thing towards the target as far as possible. If it's gone too high, I'd swing right over that thing. Or even worse, too low, I would strike that turf several inches before I even got to that golf ball. So we need to control the height as well as control the location of where this is placed. So to dig in a little bit deeper with you, what we're looking for most of our players, not all, but most, is going to be about 3 inches out and in front of that golf ball at the appropriate height. What that will do for us is it will put that strike location near the center of that club face, right around the fourth groove, as Ben Hogan might describe it. So if we can put that thing 3 inches out and in front, we're going to gain consistency over a handful of variables. One of them is our attack angle will begin to repeat itself. As a result, we'll get the same contact point. We'll also get the same dynamic loft presented, which as a result will have the same launch presented and get a repetitive spin value. All of those things will help gain consistency in how far your ball's traveling, where it's going to start off of that club face, and as a result, you, the player, or your player, if you're the coach, will gain a significant amount of confidence. So what happens when we start looking at the numbers of different players at different skill levels? Well, our 10 handicap, when we have them hit roughly 20 golf balls, typically has a deviation of around 3 inches. So that means a good percentage of the time, you're going to hit heavy. Some amount you're going to be right at the golf ball, and then some amount you're going to hit it just as you hope. You'll get that nice solid feeling of compression. So if we can improve that deviation and shrink it, we're going to get a greater percentage on that good high quality shot shape, and as a result, we can begin to have better outcomes and score a touch better. Now, if we move that needle all the way to our average tour player, they are going to have a deviation significantly lower, specifically about 3/4 of an inch. Now, how we know we can put so much stock in this idea of low point, besides what I've already mentioned, is that the difference between that average tour player, the person who's probably just keeping their card, they have a significant amount of starts that next season, and a top 10 ball striker. That's the player that every single person on the other side of this screen knows. That's our Victor Hovland's, our John Rahms. It is our Scotty Schefflers, etc. They are a 1/4 inch better. They're right in that 1/2 inch plus or minus location-wise from swing to swing with the same club in their hand. So if the difference between being an average and an elite player is at 1/4 inch, we significantly know that if we can just take ourselves from 3 inches down to 2.5, or even better, down to 2, we know that our odds of being a better ball striker, a more consistent ball striker, and a better scorer are going to shoot through the roof. So next time you go out and practice, put a lot of stock in working on low point control. If you're unsure on how to focus on that, shoot me a message or reach out to your coach. I'm sure they've got a handful of ideas on how they can improve this skill of your game and turn you into a significantly better ball striker. Good luck, and I hope that helps.